Hi, thanks for checking out our channel. Here's going to be hopefully a repair video on this particular unit. This is a Gallagher called the Wrangler. It's a little 1 joule unit, a little AC powered model. Around for quite a few years. It came out, this is about a 20-year-old design. This unit, this model came out in the early 2000s, or maybe late 90s, early 2000s, and it was around to probably like 2012, 2010. Or so, and then they came out with a newer Wrangler, and then now they got the M120s out now, so that's what took its place. This particular unit is 2008, so 08 is the year it was built. Sorry for my voice, I had bronchitis, so I haven't getting over all that mess. So we're going to pop this apart. These are good units. You don't see a lot of these come in for repair. I mean, usually they're pretty bulletproof, I guess, for the most part. They're pretty basic little units. Ain't much to them. There are some surface mount components on the back side, though, that I don't like. That one right there is bad. Oh shit, maybe I spoke too soon on getting this fixed, because that piece right there that's burned up, burnt right in two. I didn't even know that. I was just looking at it just to kind of show you what the backside looks like, and I see that. Because you cannot get schematics for these units. You can't even get, they stopped making boards for these, man, probably back in like 2017 or 19 or somewhere in that range. They stopped selling boards for these. So usually we just, on this type of issue, we would install a new board and call it done. But since you can't get them anymore, you know, what's a guy to do? It's probably some sort of diode, maybe, or I don't think it's a resistor. It could be. I mean, it's burnt right into. I mean, it is burned up bad. Because these are diodes right here. I can see the little stripe on them. And we'll test them. I mean, I don't have any surface mount diodes, but what I could do is pull that off, and we could put a an old through-hole diode on there. I believe that these are both diodes here. Yep. Okay, so we're going to assume that that's a diode as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat up the solder joints, and we're going to pull these off here to little pieces. And now it's gone. It's a little dirty right there. Let me get my okay, and this does not have a marking on it to tell you which way the diode is supposed to be installed, but I'm going to assume it's going to follow the rest of them, because these are all three in line, so I'm going to follow, because these have a stripe on them, and I'm going to assume. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get, and there could be more wrong than just this, but this is going to be the easiest thing to try first, because that's what's visibly broken on it. We're going to drill 2 holes. Alright, and we're going to put the diode through those 2 holes, but I'm going to put it this way. And then we're just going to bend it over on top of those soldering. But what I'll do first, I'm going to add some solder to those two joints there. Just to get more clean, get a bigger, since I pulled some of it off, or not pulled, but messed around with it, I'm just going to reflow it and add a little solder to it to give me a little bit bigger surface area to play around with. And then we'll just bend the leads over the corresponding solder joint. Hopefully they're flat enough on there that I can make them touch and get solder to stick to the wire as well. There's one. Okay. Okay, let's check out. Let's check the fuse as well while we're at it. Sometimes these fuses blow on these Wranglers that were just prone for it. Fuse is good. Let's check this capacitor right there. Let's see, this is a 6 microfarad capacitor. So that's good. Before I put that in, I broke the spade connector, so I need to snip that off and trip a new one on. The transformers on these things hardly ever go bad. Or a 40-year-old design transformer, they just don't. They just don't go bad that often, very often, on these things, on this style. Oh, God. All right. Let's get these wires in the little slot right there. Pour them like that. Let's get that capacitor laid down. The light bulb's a little bit burnt out, but I think we'll be okay. That's a dummy light anyways. It's power light. I'll tell you the power's on. Alright, let's get rid of the glare. Let's plug it into the power strip and see if it comes on. Okay, that's clicking a little fast. Just from experience, it's a little fast. These things put out quite a bit of voltage. They're about like 11,000 volts out of these little Wranglers, but let's see what it puts out. $9,000. So just from experience, this is pulsing a little faster than it should. So what's causing that? Either these capacitors could be, one of these could be bad. Might change all three. We'll check these two big diodes out because those are used to protect some stuff. And if one of them bad, maybe they're not letting something charge up all the way. Okay. Let's unplug that. You know the big capacitor's fine. Come on. Alright, so we're going to remove and replace all 3 of these red capacitors. These are 2 microfarad, I think 250 volt. A lot of brands use these red ones of this size. Yeah, 2 microfarad, 250 volt. They're not electrolytic caps, so they have no polarity to them. But we're just going to change all 3. Even if only one's bad, they're cheap enough. Might as well just change all 3. Because it could be that one's bad now, and maybe, who knows, another 6 months the other 2 go. Who knows? So I'm using this desolder braid, or solder wick, whatever you want to call it. Just pulling the solder off. This desolder braid that we use has like rosin flux type stuff in it. So it allows the heat to transfer, and it lets the solder just wick right up into the braid. Okay, so we're going to stuck on there. Just trying to get up underneath them to pop them off. They might have a charge built up in them. As long as you don't touch the terminals, both the leads at the same time, you won't get shocked by them. Alright, so let me go look around, make sure, see if I've got some. I'll be right back. Okay, well I've got 1 2 microfarad 250 volt, and these 2 are 2 microfarad 400 volt. It's not going to make the unit any stronger by having a higher voltage. It just means that these capacitors can handle more voltage going into them. It doesn't mean it's still 2 microfarad. The voltage is the only thing that's changed. A little wider than the original. Just to kind of gotta get the leads on there just right. Alright. I'm hoping that this is what's wrong with the unit. Just have to plug it back in and try it. Cut off the extra lead. Alright, see if we can slow it down a little bit so maybe it won't discharge as fast. Actually, the voltage is a little higher. It was about, what, 9,000 volts before. Now we're hitting probably close to 10.5 to 11. So I think either one or all three of those capacitors were weak. And it was just discharging too quick because they couldn't charge up high enough. Alright. Ow, my knuckle, look at that splinter I pulled out from this workbench. Alright, well this one's done. See, if this thing had went to Gallagher, they wouldn't have fixed it. They wouldn't have replaced capacitors, they wouldn't have done that diode replacement on there. They would just install a new board, but since they don't make boards anymore, then the guy would have been screwed. He would have had to throw it away and spend $100 and some on a new one. But we got our hands on it first, so we fixed it. So this one's done, ready to go. We'll put a load on it and I'll let it run for a while, but usually these Gallaghers, they either work or they don't. We don't have any intermittent issues like some brands do. Usually once you fix one, Gallaghers are usually ready to go for a long time. Anyways, thanks for checking us out. Another one of our repair videos here. Remember to subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us. And until next time, see you guys later on and have a good rest of your day.